The the practices certainly can and should be done alone, but um, are easier, I think, and much more enjoyable when we do them together. And there's one of the best homes for the heart. That's the translation of this term that shows up in the Yoga Sutras. In Sanskrit, it's Brahma Vihara, and English, again, you can take liberties, but the translation that I've heard that I like best is the home for the heart. And one of these is, I think, especially sweet when we're realizing or exploring that dynamic, the connection between being alone and being together. And we've had another tremendous snowfall in Anchorage. I don't know if you can quite see, I left the studio door open so that you can see right about there. You can see the light to there, but right about there, I think, is the level of the snow. We had another good 1.5 feet, maybe. It's hard to tell of snow that fell overnight. And the kids are home from school again. I don't have kids, but other people's kids are home from school for, I think, the 4th day. And, so there again is this opportunity to kind of, reconsider this being alone, being together, whether you're isolated, maybe because the snow has packed us in and the roads are treacherous, or if you're inundated, not being able to get out means more of your family members are home with you. But this term, this home for the heart, this term from the sutras that I'd like to share with you is maitri, or friendliness, or appreciative or sympathetic joy. Appreciative or sympathetic joy. So that is a sense of lightness, maybe, or pride, or ease, or happiness for others. And there's so many different angles, so many different perspectives that we can use to help inform our understanding of what is other and what is personal. We do a lot of this. We're doing a lot of this in our winter course, which is available online. So anybody who's interested in the winter course, this season we're keeping enrollment in the winter course open all the way through January, so that you can start it at any time, because we know that this dynamic of being alone, having space, being together, not having space, or feeling full, ebbs and flows over the course of the season. So this sympathetic joy or appreciative joy is something that we can use to help us, I think, both strengthen our connections when we're feeling more alone, and also help us to maybe find a little bit more space, a little bit more of the potential for benefiting from the connections when we're a little closer together. So truly, our practice is on behalf of all beings. So you might notice when you sit, and I invite you to do so, to sit or to stand or to lie down. Of course, those are other good options. And in fact, if you find that your physical body, this is the first foundation of our mindfulness practice, is the awareness of the breathing body. If you find that you are suffering at all, if you're feeling contracted or irritated in your body, I'm going to address that in the posture class that's following this meditation at 8:30. So you can join, or the recording will be available soon. So this is December 12th. So the foundations class from December 12th is going to, again, help us to manage some potential contraction or irritation in the body. So here I'll ask you to choose the posture that's least irritating. So whether that's sitting or swaying or standing, or whether there's some movement in your initial posturing, or whether you're sitting still or lying still, I'll ask that we just take a minute or so, maybe closing the eyes or even just shifting the gaze down from the screen, letting the breath be amplified a bit. So welcoming your breath in and giving your body a chance to receive the opportunity to be a little more comfortable, to receive the request to be comfortable so that you may practice working with these more subtle aspects of experience in the mind and heart. And know that this request comes with a great amount of gratitude. So you might even have a gesture, maybe a placement of the palms at your heart or together, reaching down to the earth, maybe lifted up towards the sky. That helps to express for you your gratitude, your request, your relative humility as you come to your body. With this offering. And with this offering a request on behalf of all beings to appreciate and to recognize where there's space for joy. Maybe even you're finding it in these simple moments of being present, of welcoming the breath. Ah, and know that somewhere, in fact, if you're here with me live, right here, you know, um, trust that somewhere, probably not very far away, someone else also engaged in these kinds of mindfulness practices is also enjoying taking a moment to find comfort and ease in their body, to find fullness in their breath. And if your level of joy with your presence is a little lower today, maybe because, like I mentioned earlier, you might have some contraction or irritation in your body, then you might even consider the connection between their joy and your own, and enjoy a little bit of that sense of lightness and appreciation on their behalf. And then as you consider joy this morning and the reverberations of a pleasant or enjoyable experience through your own body and in connection with others, I want to invite you to maybe fine tune a little bit the articulation of that feeling. So, joy might not be the right word for you. I remember during a particularly challenging time, I was practicing loving kindness meditation, and joy is a word that I had been using in that meditation. And during this particularly difficult time, it just didn't feel right. It, it didn't feel empathetic. And so I think the word that I used in that context was content. So you might consider, what version of joy or pleasure or contentment, maybe ease, maybe delight, maybe sweetness. What version of this quality of being feels most accessible to you? And then let's start to link that word, joy or delight, or you might have a little phrase with the breath. And with this phenomenal capacity that the breath has to both bring to us spontaneously and fill us up with what it brings, and then to send from us what we have in excess and might be able to share. So if it's joy, as you inhale, you might say to yourself, I am open to, I am receiving, and I'm allowing myself to be filled with joy. You might exaggerate your inhalation, slow it down and lengthen it so that that joy can seep through, saturate all of your cells. And as we exhale, we send joy out, our contentment, our pleasure, your sweetness. We send it out. Let's just try a few times. Don't worry if you're not overwhelmed with the feeling of joy. Don't worry. Just try linking the breath with the words for now. And oftentimes it's in the quiet where we reflect with the mind that we find the clarity. So for me, it just that feeling of joy, that attunement towards that quality of being, turned towards awe and amazement and wonder at the amazing and awesome and wonderful snowfall that we've had. I looked outside and said, "Oh my goodness." So that's that quality that I want to not miss, that I don't want to forget, that I want to really be present for in my own experience, and I hope for others. So I hope that any of you who are in South Central Alaska are feeling some degree of that wonder and awe at the snow. And if not at the snow, then at something else that arises in the course of your day. So may we, as we turn our attention to our breath once more, and know that it holds this amazing power to spontaneously welcome in and fill us up with whatever we need, and then to let go of and send from us whatever we don't. In this way, we turn our minds towards an awareness of abundance, generosity, and strengthen the connections between us. And may we be safe, grounded, resilient, and at ease. Thank you for your practice. Enjoy your day. On behalf of all beings, thank you. And I'll see you soon. Namaste.